So today I'm going to be talking about academic referencing and my top tips that I found through writing academic essays. I found that the biggest difference from A-level writing to university writing is the style of referencing that you have to do. So at Bournemouth there's this thing called BU Harvard referencing, which is just the style of referencing you have to do when you're writing academic essays. So I'm not going to lie, referencing isn't the easiest thing in the world and I still do struggle with it occasionally, especially when you're trying to find a quote from a book, which is actually a quote from another book, from another author. Very confusing, but I've got a few tips on how I manage my academic essay writing and how I reference. So the first thing I do when I'm writing an academic essay is to read the question. Sounds stupid, but if you fully deconstruct the question, you've got a better idea of what you're looking at, what you're trying to find out, and what kind of books you're going to need as well. That leads me on to my next step, which is to find the books that I need. So this will be looking at the reading list that I've been given for that unit and also finding my own books. It's better to have different sources and not just the ones that you've been given, just to say that you're doing other research as well. So to do this I'll go onto the BU Library catalogue, which is basically all the books that the library at the university has. Some of them are ebooks and some of them are physical books, and I will go through and look at the ones that I think will be good for the essay that I'm writing. The next thing I'll do is, once I've got all my books and my sources, I'll go through them. This bit's quite boring. I'll go through them, pick out some good quotes and highlight them with little sticky notes. My mum got me these really nice ones from Tiger, I think, for Christmas. Such fun that I'm getting stationery for Christmas. I do secretly love it though, thanks mum. So I've got these sticky notes which are just like page markers. Put one of those in the book where the quote is and I'll remember them later when I need to put quotes into my essay. While I'm doing this and getting quotes from books, I'll also be making a note of what books I'm actually using and what books I'm not. Just so when it comes to referencing at the end, I know where the quotes are coming from and I know what I need to reference at the end of my essay. So now that I'm actually writing my essay, what I will do is when I'm putting quotes in, I will change the colour and make them bold, just so that they stand out from the rest of the text. So that when I go through them at the end, I can count how many there are and make sure that I've got referencing for all of them. The hard part is actually getting the referencing right, and for reasons unknown to me and all other students everywhere, you need so much information about the book, but it's got to be done, and there are a few things I use to make it a little bit easier for myself. So first of all, Bournemouth has its own library referencing guide, which has different guides for different texts that you're referencing. So you might be referencing films in your essay, or if it's academic books, journals, things like that. There's loads of different ways that you reference things depending on what it is you're referencing. Can I say reference anymore in that sentence? Who knows? There's also this thing called RefChef, which is a generator for BU Harvard referencing. So you type in the book that you want and it gives a generation of the referencing that you need to put at the end of your essay. If I do this, I do always check against the library referencing just to make sure that it is exactly how it needs to be. But most importantly, I think just don't get too stressed over it because there are so many resources out there to help you. But those are just a few of my tips for academic referencing and academic writing. I hope you found them to be a bit helpful, maybe you'll use them when you're writing. And yeah, thank you for watching, bye!